Welcome again. Welcome to the Big R Show. It's Tuesday morning, as you know that every Tuesday, Saturday morning, every Saturday morning and Tuesday morning, we talk sports. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatse from the Big R. I'm not by myself. I'm together with the team here. I've got Roy Mkhonza, Ustum. Can you greet the viewers and the listenership?
Morning, so good morning, everyone. I'm Chef.
Okay.
Thanks for the invite.
All right. And then I also have Shakes Ngwenya, Manqoba Shakes Ngwenya, the former Sundowns player, one of those skillful players. You know, Shakes man was a problem, especially when he was playing for Vets. He used to give me a problem. Shakes, welcome to the show, and thanks for agreeing to be part of the team. I really appreciate. Can you just greet the viewers and the listeners?
Thanks, Saubrey. I'm greeting all the viewers and the guys there, Bra Roy and Bra Page. Greetings to everybody, and thanks for having me.
Thank you. And then I also have Page Mahlangu. You know, Page has this, history of going to World Cup. That was 98, isn't it, Page? That was our first World Cup, isn't it? In France.
Yes, our first World Cup there in France.
Okay. Welcome, Page. Can you just greet the viewers and everybody?
I would like to greet all our viewers there at home. I'd like to say hi to Shakes Ngwenya there and Roy, and you, the supplement.
Okay,
I'm fine.
Thank you, my brother. And then let's see, I've got Ntwentle, Jacob Selematsela. And Ntwentle, I see that you have done what you are famous of, the disappearing act. But greet us. But we'll see you later. How are you doing, Ntwentle?
Okay, my brother. Thanks. How are you?
All right. You can greet the.
Yeah, let me also greet Praroy, Tshepang, Mr. Ngwenya, Mr. Mahlangu, and Luena Town. Welcome, everyone, guys.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Tshepang is a Barcelona fan, and then he's gonna be with us. He's not gonna participate now until when we discuss. He's both Barcelona and Kaizer Chiefs when we discuss the subject that we are going to discuss. We are going to start now. Jackie, you are just going to give us the results and tell us what's happening before we discuss. We'll do that for 20 minutes. Thereafter, the question of today, which is very, very important, and I want to call upon all people who are watching this show to subscribe and also comment on the comment box there, because this is very important. I think all of us have seen what happened over the past 10 years, the past decade, which has just ended last year, that we saw the emergence of Mamelodi Sundowns. At the same time, we saw the disappearance, or I don't know what to call it, the two teams, three teams, in fact, the Soweto Giants, losing that Soweto Giants. So I don't know. The question is, do you agree that in the past 10 years, we saw the disappearance or the weakening of the Soweto Giants and the emergence of Mamelodi Sundowns? You can argue. Tshepang, you're a Chiefs fan. I don't know whether we agree with that statement or not, but we'll talk when we discuss about that one. So that's the topic that I want us to discuss on the first part of the show. Jackie, just give us the results of the previous week and the coming week.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tau. My colleagues, sorry about, I don't know what is happening with this video today. It's giving me problems. I will start with the results starting from the 2nd of January, 2020. We had Mamelodi Sundowns playing against the Orlando Pirates, and the score there was Mamelodi Sundowns 1, Orlando Pirates 0. And then Maritzburg United also played on the very same day. they played against the Bloemfontein Celtic, and the score ended 2-1 to Maritzburg. And then we went to the 5th of January, whereby we saw a game between TS Galaxy, and they were playing against Baroka FC. The score there ended at 2-2 draw. And then we had the Flying Baits, Morocco Swallows. They played against Cape Town City. And the Swallows won the game 3-2. What a game it was. And then we also had Stellenbosch FC played against Chakuma Zibandela, and the score ended up 2-0 to Stellenbosch. And then on the 6th of January, we had another game, which was a good game as well. Supersport United played against the Chippa United. The score, they ended at 2-2. Remember, it was the first game for that the Denmark said, back to Chippa United. And then, gentlemen, today there was a very nice game as well that I was playing. It just got finished. It was Stellenbosch FC that played against the Black Leopards. And the score, they ended at 1-1 draw. It was such a wonderful game to watch indeed. And then in a nutshell, those are the results. And then now I will quickly also jump to the pictures so that we can be able to know exactly what is happening so far. Right, we've got the fixture that is dated 9th of January at 3 o'clock tomorrow. TS Galaxy will be playing against Supersport United. At 3 o'clock, Baroka FC will be playing against Mamelodi Sundowns. That will be a humdinger, definitely. Golden Arrows will be playing against Chippa United at 15:30. Kaizer Chiefs will be playing against Maritzburg United at 5 o'clock. And then we've got also TTM playing against Cape Town City. That one is going to be another good game. And then on the 10th, we've got a big one as well. It's a derby, Soweto derby. Orlando Pirates versus Masoiswa Morocco Swallows at 15:30. And then at 15:30 again on the same date, we've got Bloemfontein Celtic, which will be playing against Amazulu, the new Benny McCarthy revived team. And then the last fixture that I'm going to give right now, it's dated the 13th of January 2021. Amazulu will be playing against Kaizer Chiefs. That will be a humdinger as well. Wow. Supersport United will be playing against the Bloemfontein Celtic as well at 5 o'clock. TTM will be playing against Mapagania. It will be an away game for Orlando Pirates. In a nutshell, those are the fixtures locally. And then I will take this opportunity and give it back to Mr. Chabalala to continue on his side. Thank you.
All right. While they're still there, I don't know whether you got this news that TTM are facing financial crisis. And I'm told that some of the players, they are arguing, they don't want to go. What is the story? Have you heard anything as far as that is concerned?
Well, at the moment, there is a certain doctor, a medical doctor, who is offering 50 million rand, who's offering to buy the team. Well, the issue of salaries and everything, it has been a struggle from day one with the TTM. Though the owner is refusing all those allegations, but it looks like definitely something's not right. Some not good things are happening there. So there's definitely financial problems within TTM. But at the moment, there's no offer. There is something that is still coming. Somebody who's a medical doctor who wants to give them an offer for about 50 million rand. So let's just wait for more stories taking place into that. We'll keep you updated.
Let me hear from the former players. Have you guys, I'm sure Paige can tell me better about this. Have you guys played for the team where there was a struggle, finances, and then you find yourself probably not being paid? And what does it do with the morale? I don't know, Paige, do you want to say something?
Yes, Saubrey and the listeners there, it's unfortunately I've never came across that situation where you play and you are not paid. The situation were not the same with me. It was more of fighting for other players who were not paid enough than I was trying to be a big boy talking for us because I was paid well. The other boys were not even paid. But when you look at this thing of TTM, it's really shocking us now because of when it started, it was very high that the vest is being bought by somebody from vendor there that area gonna be back in football again, but now it's disappointing. Yeah, the players there are not paid. As you are saying, he's refusing all those allegations. But we all know that where there is smoke, is always going to fight. Then it will emerge later what is happening. But it's not good for South African football. Then we can even anticipate that maybe we are not undermining people that are coming into football. We appreciate them when they come into this beautiful game. The so said doctor was there on social media posing a 50 million. The question is, if we got a 50 million, will you have though the money to run the team? It must not be like it's from one problem to the next problem. And it's unfortunate that soccer players, they've got families to run, expenses to pay. You know, when all those things are not coming, get this country. And that team, they have assembled very good players. It's unfortunate this thing. A couple of players that are there, I anticipated that they're gonna make a very big mark when they start. If you can analyze them player for player, they've signed a very good players. But we'll wait and see the space there, check what is happening. Maybe Manqoba can share this with you, whether was he in the same situation or what.
Shakes, did you experience such a thing in your career?
Unfortunately, yes, I did, but it was not in the PSL. It was when I went to Botswana. The team we went to, Notwane, promised us sign-on fees and a salary to help the team, which needed leadership, you know. So it was something good for us coming to the end of our careers. Me and Vilagazi, we went there to help that team, and everything was going well within the team. But the money, when it came to month end, there were always issues up to a point where even the checks were bouncing at the hotel we were staying in. But as a player, I focused on my game. We were doing well with the team. You know, we took the team from right at the end, and we were in the top 3. So we were doing a good job there. But when we decided to leave, that's when Township Rollers came and said, no, we want you. So as a player, you just need to focus, even though it's difficult. You just need to focus because there are other teams looking at you all the time, you know. And look at what also happened with the Celtics players. The Celtic players didn't drop their heads. They carried on. They pushed, doing well, even though they had those problems.
Yeah. You know what? With Celtics, we spoke with management. I think we had Sid Londona. He said it was just a rumor. There was nothing like that. He said it was only 1 month, and it was not a question that they didn't have money. What happened is the team was using a particular bank, and some of the players were using another bank. So apparently there was a change of banks. So you know, if you are with this bank, and then when the money moves from this bank to another bank, it takes a day or 2. So they said that was the issue. Because I did ask Silondona, was really the fact. He said, no, there's nothing like that. It was a rumor, because we also have to be very careful about people peddling lies, all right? I'm not saying it's a lie. And then, because my question was, Celtics is intact, they maintain all their players. I remember Mabena, all the teams, all the big teams, they wanted him, but he stayed with Celtics. How do you stay with a team where you're not paid? I see that Roy has raised his hands. So, Roy, you want to come in on this subject?
Yes, Saubrey. My take on this matter, I think partly Pages covered it. My take is I'm still, it's about the brand, PSL. I don't want to go to someone, individuals, to say it's because of so and so, but it's about the brand. You see, I've said it on the other shows that soccer has just revolved so much. It's business. So Pages touched on it. You bring guys that has got no clue what's happening. It's not about the monthly grants that they get from PSL. Sponsorship, managing the team, managing where they play. It's everything. It's a whole thing. It includes a lot of different things. Moreover, in this professionalism that we always fight for. So the game changes. It actually changed totally. So if people come to the game and not actually in love of the sports, that's where the problem is. Because if you follow how they change, how actually, for an example on what I'm talking about, a stable business like Bidvest to lose the status of a team, and then somebody takes over within a month after they take over, there's rumors. So it tells you it's all about the brand. I think PSL must start treating this brand very, very, very serious.
I don't know whether the blame should be put squarely on PSL. I think PSL is doing its bit by helping them with the monthly grants. And remember, these people are running their own businesses. I think it's all about business acumen. I don't want to say much. I've got a friend of mine. I'm not going to mention him. He had a lot of money. I knew him. He was in a different business. He came to me. He said, "You know, I know you're in finance, and then I want you to advise me." And then I said, "No, don't worry. Come, let's sit down, and then let's start. We'll have a program." Then the first thing that he said to me, he wants to buy a team. I said, Chief, where are you going? He said, I want to buy a team. And then this is what he argued. He said, no, look at Jomo, man. You know, Jomo sell a player for 5 million. I said, Chief, you know, you are going to another terrain. It's not going to be easy. And then I warned this guy several times, said, don't buy a team. He bought that team, and then there was a mismatch. As I speak today, the guy is bankrupt. It's not about you having money like Paige said. It's money, and also you need the business acumen. Business acumen are very important because business are all the same. The principles of business are the same. You know, the income and the expenses are very important. You need to be very careful. I remember when I warned this guy, I said, you don't go to a business that you don't have knowledge of. I said, you know what? People like Kaizer, Jomo Sono, Dr. Ivan Kosa, these guys, they grew up in football. That's what they know most. So that is why they can sustain that business. All right. And if you look at them, those guys, they're not running only soccer. They have other businesses, you know, which tells you, all right, because you need to have different income streams. So this is what I would say. And we saw what happened even here at home. We just lost Highlands Park. It was not Highlands Park. It was Tembisa Classic. Tembisa Classic, I don't know, we lost it how many times. So Page is true. It's not about the cash that I have, using the tender money that I have and say, I'll buy a team. You know, you need to have a vision. How are you going to bring money? I don't know, Jakey. I've just said that. What's your comment on this one?
Definitely, and all the gentlemen, I agree with you guys. It's not all about money. The business acumen is very important, and I agree with you on that. The problem with this situation, I cannot say it's the PSL alone. Yes, the PSL must be able to check up their systems and processes. But if you look into it, if you go to the education department right now, you want to register an independent school, what they do is that they want to see certain documents, including your bank statement, including your bank balance. They want to see if that money will be able to to cover the teachers for the first 12 months or not. If you cannot be able to show that and prove that, they also verify with the bank, and they're not giving you that particular license. I think that kind of a system will be able to work within the PSL, because I think people, they're coming up with perceptions like it's quick money. They're going to make millions. They're going to get the grants, and then they'll be able to get quick money. It's not like that. I think the system must be looked into. The processes also must be looked into. And most of the important thing is that PSL, former PSL players, like Mr. Mahlangu, Mr. Abo Shakes, they need to be there. They need to be the guidance. They have to come up with some guidance and show the new guys that these are the situations that we faced. We're suggesting 1, 2, 3. It's very important, because these people are learning, are talking from experience. That's all I can say at the moment on that. Thank you very much for the platform.
All right, Roy, I've seen your hand, but let me ask Tshepang, I know I said you'll discuss with us a little bit later. I've seen your hand there, Roy. I'll bring you in. Yes, I'll bring you in. Let me ask the young man first. Well, what's your take about this subject? I'll bring you in, Roy.
Oh, okay. No, first things foremost, I think it's based on club management. You can't run a club without even knowing the fundamentals of, I would say, the business, because it was said they bought the status of bid first, but after a month already, you have changed the whole brand and everything, but now you are struggling as a new owner. So clearly it doesn't make sense, because it means that you don't know what you're getting yourself into, basically. And I feel like it's a waste of time. And the PSL should start, it's true, the PSL should have like very strict, I would say restrictions on this whole thing of buying clubs, the whole statuses and so forth, because it's actually ruining SA football. Because after that, we get such news after like a month or so that certain clubs that were bought, that came into the PSL, are actually struggling. Mainly, it's financial wise. So it's really a problem. It means that we're actually ruining the whole structure of South African football. And it means that if you have money, you are able to get a team and be in the PSL. But at the same time, you can't sustain yourself in the PSL and you are struggling, which is something that we should also look into. And the whole PSL should actually look into that factor. So yeah, that's my take on it.
All right, I'll tell you one thing. Let's treat this as a rumor, all right? Because it has not been confirmed, all right? Let's say it's an allegation, unlike it's a fact, all right? It's better that way, because the guy is refusing. No, it's not true. Let's take it as an allegation for now. Roy? Yes, Roy?
Before we close it, I think we must not miss the point. I think FIFA is a governing body. They all subscribe to FIFA. If anything goes wrong to all affiliates of FIFA will be responsible. So let's not miss the point. And I talk the brand. You see now, I think Tshepang has touched on it. The guys who come show interest of joining or buying a team, they cannot go anywhere, approach Saubrey to say, can you sell me your team? They must via through certain processes, and that is the PSL. So that's where I come from. For an example, if today we are sitting with young players losing their lives after partying with these big cars, and the only people who need to take this before clubs and supporters speak to on this, PSL must start a drive of showing these young guys who come to these clubs getting this so big money, buying these big cars. So we can't just take it as because tomorrow we can say Saubrey, we must. No, the owner of the brand, the only stakeholder here is PSL, and it's not like a king where somebody wakes up tomorrow and becomes and leads that thing. Those people are elected to lead that PSL and they come from the same clubs. So they must take responsibility. It's a problem. It's not actually helping the brand in actually building it.
Okay. Shakes, I don't know whether do you want to have a comment. Pager, I don't know whether you want to add something as far as this is concerned.
Yes, Saubrey, there is this thing that maybe we are not quite aware of, that there is a section in a PSL constitution that's saying there are business concern. There's always going to be a willing buyer and a willing seller. Then that is open to everybody. It means everybody, as long as you've got money to buy a team, you can buy it. How you run it, you're gonna see it. There are no laws that are saying you need to show maybe an upfront amount of so much that is there in a kit, which can make people not go there. Then they make this in order to be a business transaction, whereby if they sell, they sell. If you buy, you buy. Hence, you see all of this thing. I think they make it too easy for everybody to be able to sell a team at any time when they want. That's why even in the perception of any businessman that is out there who does not know nothing, they only see football as a good investment. Hence, when they go there with their eyes closed, saying, I only got this money, I buy, then I will earn this thing after. Then others, they manage others, they don't manage. Then I will tell you of a situation whereby it once happened. It's a very nice story to tell now, and I will tell it again in the future. When we were at
Pager, before you go in there, I'm gonna just caution you guys, don't mention people's names, all right?
Yes.
That's very important, because we don't want to tarnish anyone's image, especially when it's a bad thing.
Yes. No, this one, it was very good. It's a good example because of when they came and played, they
We have
brought
a
us
minute,
in.
Paige. We have a minute. We need to jump to the other topic, ne?
Okay. No, let's, because it is a little bit longer, let's carry on with some other things. So
all right.
It's a little bit longer. I won't take a minute to.
We will discuss it at some point. Now, the next question, guys, for the next 10 minutes for first part of the show, which is part one, is it true that the past decade we saw the emergence of Mamelodi Sundowns at the demise of the Soweto Giants, being Pirates and Chiefs and Moroka Swallows? Do you agree with that statement that in the past 10 years, Mamelodi Sundowns has dominated local football? If you agree, just put a comment there, or if you disagree, put a comment and give us reasons. But in the meantime, let me allow my panelists to give me their views. Let me start with Tshepang. Tshepang, because I want to give you the opportunity to say thereafter I'll go to Shakes. Is this statement correct or is something wrong?
No, it's true actually. It's very true because Mamelodi Sundowns have proved themselves that they actually, I could say they dominate the PSL currently. They still do, and they've been doing that even. Well, the past decade they've dominated, but even now we're in a new decade. They still prove that they still dominant. So it's no pleasant surprise if they can actually win the DSTV Premiership again. To be quite exact, because they are one team that I think I've said this before. They've built a foundation and they've had the right tools to actually build a very, very strong structure that has made them to be the team that they are today, to compete amongst the Giants, because it's no more Chiefs and Pirates anymore. Now, each and every week, we always think about Sundowns. When Sundowns plays, we all want to see Sundowns play, to be honest. It's never about Chiefs and Pirates anymore.
That's fine. That's fine. Let's move on. Shakes, what's your take? I know that you are Sundowns, former Sundowns player. I don't know whether you're going to talk on behalf of Sundowns or Vets. What's your take? Is this statement correct? Let's talk about facts.
No, I think it's a fact. You know, Sundowns is the #1 team in the past decade, and they are still dominating. I think Patrice came in with the checkbook, and he bought quality players for Sundowns, but it didn't immediately happen for Sundowns. You know, they had near skins at one time. There was a time when we won the league, and the president bought another 15 players or so. So Sundowns didn't get it right immediately. Pizzo came in and really started managing things the way they should be done. And we saw Sundowns soaring all the way. But I want to touch more on Pirates and more on Pirates, you know. There was a time, Chiefs and Pirates, the development structure, they were banned from signing players. They were banned actually from playing in the development structures because of age cheating. I think that affected them a lot. Pirates once produced players like Leslie Manyatela, Vilagazi, Tugu, Cheese Boy, Mukwena. So those players were strong, and Pirates were strong at that time. But now we're no longer seeing the development structures producing much at Pirates and Chiefs. I think that also has a part to play in them not doing so well.
Pager, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this subject? Do you agree?
Exactly, I agree with you. Even a blind person can testify what you are talking about without seeing, by mere telling him what is happening. Yes, in the past 10 years, Sundowns have dominated almost everything in terms of how the team is structured. You'll remember when they first came in there, I think the first player, if I'm not mistaken, was Manqoba Shakes Ngwenya. That was bought by Patrice to Sundowns. And if you check the number of players that they signed, buying them, not free transfer, there were too many. And they were all quality. Hence, they brought a lot of change in our South African football. Then that challenged Pirates and Chiefs drastically, whereby, yes, Sundowns was raising up but struggling, not getting all what they want well because of the building a team for the future. Then when we look at Pirates, they were sort of retrogressing in terms of finance only. But when coming to performance, they were not going down. They were also competing also with Pirates. And when you check on the market, definitely Sundowns was dominating the market.
Okay. Shakes, Pager, let me cut you off. The time is going to be against me. And your sound, I don't know, it's breaking. I don't know what is the problem. Roy, do you want to say something on this subject before we close the subject?
No, but I think
I know you're a Kgole fan. You're a Kgole fan. Tell me, do you agree with this statement or not?
100%. It's given. It's there on. It's on the platter. Everyone can see it. The guys have spoken about the few years when they were struggling. I remember there was, if you remember, during the time of Doleza, Sundowns had quality players even then. But you need, when you manage a team, but what Patrice did, he changed the team in totality, in all phases, office, and what I remember at one stage, he faced one guy from Swaziland who was in FA, and he brought him here. So it just tells you, but on what you are saying, indeed, Sundowns for the past 10 years have been the best team so far.
Ntwentle, Wanambe, Kibatauka, and as the last one of this one.
And now I would like to differ
as a Kosi, do you agree?
Partly, yes, partly not. I'll break it in this way. In terms of achievements, yes, Sundowns have dominated the two Soweto Giants. But other aspects, you look at the supporters, which is the crowd, they haven't reached that standard yet. Administratively, they haven't reached that standard yet.
Shakes does not agree with you. Shakes does not agree with you. It's fine. Let's go.
No, Prapage.
No, Shakes is the one who doesn't agree.
Oh,
no, I agree. We can't. We're not trying to beat with supporters. We're not trying to do that.
but Prashek, if you're saying a team, a successful team, you're not looking at one angle. You need to look at other angles. Yes, I agree with you 100%. In terms of achievement, Sundowns have dominated in the last 10 years. I agree with that. However, we've got other aspects that needs to be improved, like the supporters. They haven't reached that standard yet. Yeah. And then administratively, they haven't reached that standard yet. And on that one, on administration, I will give you a few examples. For an example, the team Sundowns signed close to 15 players just recently. And then they had to now release all those other players. So it's a bit of a problem because other players, they end up fighting to be released. Look at Serino right now, what is happening with him. He wants to be released and they don't want to release him. Tau, when he left Sundowns in 2018, he had to fight first before he can be released. So that kind of a thing, if you run your administration correctly, it should not happen. And even right now,
yes, Mjeke.
Sure, Brashakes. Yeah, as I was saying earlier on, make no mistake, Sundowns is playing very good football. I'm very excited to have such a team performing so well week in, week out. Then in terms of achievement, they are right on top. We cannot dispute that at all. However, I'm saying there are other aspects that they also need to look into. For an example, that issue of the crowd, the supporters, they must work on that as well. They haven't reached that standard of Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs. In terms of the administration as well, they haven't reached that standard as yet. There mustn't be a situation whereby if a player wants to go overseas or wants to go to another team, then they're blocking him. He has to start fighting. I mean, it's not the first time. Look at Steven, no, not Steven Pienaar, the one who went to France. I'll remember the name right now. He had to fight. Sorry?
Keegan Dolly.
Yes, Keegan Dolly, that's correct. He had to fight to be released. Pesitao had to fight as well. Now this youngster, Mahlangu, now he had to fight as well. And then Usirino now he has to fight. That's why I'm saying, in terms of administration, they're not there as yet. They still have to work hard on that. And then in terms of sponsorships as well, right now as we speak, there are about 5 companies who are fighting to sponsor Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates, on top of whatever sponsors that they've got. But they want to be on board as well. I don't want to mention their names, but it's 5 of them, you see. So which tells you that they've seen something. And other companies, these are international companies that I'm also talking about, you see. But make no mistake, Sundowns is a very good team, a well-oiled machine. They just have to improve there and there in these aspects that I've mentioned.
Shakes, I don't know whether I saw you shaking your head. I don't know whether you were not agreeing that he mentioned something very important, that it's all about a number of things. But I can see that Page has raised his hand. It's branding, okay? And then branding, you talk about supporters, the presence of the color, the team, you know. And then in terms of sponsorships, we know that Kaizer Chiefs has a lot of sponsors together with Orlando Pirates. I'll come in, but I want to hear your comments as far as that is concerned. And then the other thing that we need to explore on this particular subject, the influence that these teams are having in Africa. All right. I know that Kaizer Chiefs at some point was one of the team in Africa, but I don't know whether I still like that, because we see Sundowns dominating now the African scene. Those are some of the collective factors that we need to look at. But viewers out there, if you don't agree or you agree, please subscribe and make a comment, and then we'll interact with you. Which one do you think Sundowns really, in the past decade, have dominated South African football at the expense of the Soweto Giants? We know that Swallows wasn't there, they've just come in now. I've put them in that group because football used to be the Soweto Giants. You know, yes, we used to have your Bloemfontein Celtics and other teams, but the Soweto Giants, this is the question. Do you agree or disagree that Sundowns is the team as we speak today at the expense of the Soweto Giants? Pager, I saw you raising your hand.
I was agreeing with Jacob there and there, but not completely, because of the issue of supporters. We cannot compare with that. Coming to branding, Chiefs have been their best, and Pirates also when coming to branding. There are a couple of things that they are doing which is good, both teams, which stand out. But when coming to performance and competing in terms of the play, for sure, Sundowns is taking the flag. As we are saying, all the teams they are playing in Africa, both the three, Pirates, Sundowns, and Kaizer Chiefs, which is good for us. We also pray for them to do well, so that we can also on the Southern Hemisphere become a threat to all those North African teams.
Shakes, I know you were in Botswana. You still have contact. In Botswana, which team are they talking about? Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns?
No, everywhere is the same now. In Africa, they are talking Sundowns now. Because Sundowns is raising the flag in the CAF Champions League, and they've gone to do what Pirates did, and they've got that star on their shirt. But just going back to Rajeki's point, I agree with him 100%. There's no way Sundowns can be a bigger brand than Chiefs and Pirates. And the supporters, Sundowns needs to do a lot of marketing there, because the brand of football on the field is not equaling the numbers, especially with the home base like Pretoria. They should be doing something. They should be learning somehow what Celtics is doing, you know. So I think there, in that aspect, definitely Sundowns have a long way to go, and they should bring numbers to the stadium. But the other point that Jacob was making was about not releasing players overseas. I'll just you know, Patrice, the first thing he said when he bought Sundowns and he brought us in at Sundowns is that he wants to conquer Africa. Those were his first words. And when he said that, he also said that players must be bought at the right price. So if a team from Europe wants to buy a player in Africa, just because the player wants to go to Europe, and then the European teams will just give an amount that is not worth that player, it's not fair, you know. So that's why I wanted Sundowns to be recognized in Africa, to be the best team, so that when European teams want a player from Sundowns, they pay the right price. So it's not about not releasing the players. Keegan Dolly, they didn't want to pay the right price for him, but he ended up releasing him because he didn't want to frustrate the player. But it's not about that Sundowns holds players from going. That's what we want. At Sundowns, they want the players to go to the best leagues in the world. But European teams must pay the right price for them to go.
All right. Tshepang, I don't know whether you want to say something, but I want to pick up on what Shakes has said. Jackie, on the issue of players wanting to leave, I don't think that could be attributed to administration. It's a willing buyer and seller. If a player, and then here is a team from Egypt in the Arab world, they offer him a lot of money, of course he'll want to leave. There's nothing wrong. Remember, players themselves today are a business, all right? As much as the owners of the team are running a business. So there's nothing wrong. I think all those players, they wanted to leave because they were offered something better. And what Shakes has said, it's true. Patrice said, if I'm not given the money that I feel or I think is the value of the player, I'm not going to release it, which is a good point. All right. So it cannot be attributed to administrative bankers. And the other issue that I want to mention on sponsorship, let me tell you something that happened in football, which was a masterstroke by Dr. Ivan Kaizer, by making sure that is the problem. Sundowns will catch up, by making sure that Pirates and Chiefs approach Vodacom together. That was a masterstroke, because it was not only Vodacom that dealt with Pirates and Chiefs. We have this, what you call, the castle, the trophy that they play, off-season trophy. It's a liquor company. Is it
Black Label.
Black Label. All right. So that was a masterstroke, a very good move by Dr. Ivan Kaizer in doing that. And then that has, shrinken the market. But now, to say Sundowns won't catch up, I don't think it's an appropriate statement. Yes, you are right. Sundowns, they still have to work very hard in terms of ensuring that they are getting more support. And let me tell you, the majority of people who are in Sundowns, the majority of them, they're from Moroka Swallows. I know some of my personal friends who were in Swallows, they went to Sundowns, all right? But we want to see, as Swallows has come in again, is it Swallows gonna get new supporters? Because it's very important. We want to see our football growing. It's not nice for me as a South African to see Barcelona and Real Madrid become a global phenomenon. They go to England, they are big. They go to USA, they are big. They go to Asia, they are big. So I think Sundowns, they are catching up. And remember, Sundowns is 50 years old as much as Kaizer Chiefs is 50 years old. I think Kaizer Chiefs was 50 years a year or two ago. So a year ago, in 2019. And then Sundowns, they completed their 50 years, 2020. So, when you compare, I think when Patrice came in, he brought a new dynamism in Sundowns. But Sundowns has a lot of work to work very hard to ensure that they get supporters, all right? And then, but that is the topic.
I hear you, Tal.
That is the topic for another day. But the Soweto Giants, they need to be very careful. Remember, if you remember, while we are speaking about fans and so on, Bloemfontein Celtic was nowhere. But today, Bloemfontein Celtic is competing with some of the big teams like Sundowns in terms of the supporters. Celtics go toe-to-toe with them. And they don't have much resources as compared to Sundowns. So all the teams, they need to pick up. And this is the message that we also send to people like Panyaza, who have brought a sleeping giant in Moroka Swallows to make sure that they go out there, revive Moroka Swallows players, supporters, and come in. I don't know whether this is the year where we are going to see the turnaround. So far, this is how far we can go with this topic. But viewers out there, if you don't agree with us, please just subscribe and also send us a comment and tell us what you think. Do you think Sundowns has done well for the past 10 years? And the next question is, will Sundowns continue to dominate the next decades? That is the next question. So I want to hear from you whether Sundowns will continue to dominate the next decade. It's football, we'll see. So guys, thank you very much. This is part of part 1. Then we'll move on to part 2. Part 2, we are looking at the European football. Like I said, my name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatse from the Big R. And then I'm together with Jacob Ntwente, Selematsela, together with Paige Mahlangu, the former Mamelodi Sundowns player, Joma Cosmos and Black Axis, and also Shakes Ngwenya, the former Vets University. We used to know them as Vets University before Big Vest. And then Mamelodi Sundowns, and then also teams in Botswana. And also Tshepang, who's a Kaizer Chiefs fan and Barcelona fan. If probably you also want to be part of this show as a fan of either of the team, you're more than welcome. Subscribe and just raise your hands and say, I want to be part of the show. Then we'll contact you. All right. Now, Jackie, let's start. Give us the results in Europe and the fixtures, the upcoming fixtures.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll start with the Premier Soccer League, né?
Yeah.
With the Premier League in England. Okay, I'll start on the date. The first fixture I want to talk about is it was the 1st of January 2021. We saw a game between Everton against West Ham United, and then West Ham United won that game 1-0. And then Manchester United, hey, they're coming back now. They won their game against Aston Villa 2-1. And then on the 2nd of January, we had Tottenham playing against Leeds United. They easily won that game by 3-0. That is Tottenham Hotspurs. And then we've got a game against Crystal Palace played against Sheffield United, and Crystal Palace won 2-0. And then we also have got a game, very interesting one, Brighton and Hove Albion, that played against Wolverhampton. What a game it was. That game ended up in 3-3 as a draw. And congratulations to Dau. He's just joined the team yesterday. And then we've got another game that played as well, which is West Bromwich Albion. And they played against Arsenal. Wow, what a win. Arsenal came back from nowhere and they won the game 4-0. Unbelievable. And then on the 3rd of January as well, we had a game between Newcastle United and they played against Leicester City. And the score ended up 2-1 to Leicester City. And then we've got a big one as well, which is Chelsea played against Man City. Wow, that ended up in a 3-1 defeat to Chelsea. And then on the 4th of January, we had a game between Southampton against Liverpool. And Southampton won that game 1-0. What a shocker on that one. And then quickly, I'm going to jump to the fixtures quickly so that we can be able to move on. Right. Tell you now, I've got the fixtures. The next fixture for the Premier League, English Butlers Premier League, it will be on the 12th of January. 8 o'clock, it will be Sheffield United playing against Newcastle United. Burnley will be playing against Man United. Wolverhampton Wanderers will be playing against Everton. And then on the 13th, you've got another feature coming in. Man City will be playing against Brighton and Hove Albion. That is the new Pesitao game, a team. And then we've got also Aston Villa will be playing against Tottenham. And then on the 14th, we've got another big game, which is Arsenal playing against Crystal Palace. So far, those are the features I've got for now.
And then did you go
one last
through
feature on the 15th?
Italy?
One last feature on the 15th. Okay, just 1 second. One last feature on the 15th. It will be Fulham will be playing against Chelsea as well. That will be another big game as well. And I think we'll all enjoy that particular game. Okay, I'm going to give you the Italian one just now. Just 1 second for me quickly. Right. I'm going to give you now, guys, just 1 second for me. Okay, let me go to Spanish for now. I'll quickly go to Spanish La Liga, and then I'll start with the fixtures. On the 8th of January, Celta Vigo plays against Villarreal, and then on the 9th, which is tomorrow, Sevilla will be playing Real Sociedad, and then we've got Athletic Madrid will be playing against Athletic Club, and then we've got also Granada playing against Barcelona, and we've got Osasuna playing against Real Madrid as well. And then on the 10th, it will be Levante playing against Eibar, Cadiz playing against Alaves, Elche plays against Getafe, and Real Valladolid playing against Valencia CF. Those are the games until the 10th. Then on the 11th, there's one game, which is Huesca playing against Real Betis. And on the 12th as well, there's 2 games. We've got Granada playing against Osasuna, and then Athletic Madrid playing against Sevilla. Those are the fixtures for the Spanish league. And then I'll jump quickly. I know that you guys are busy waiting for me there. I'll just touch quickly to German Bundesliga as well. I will just take a few fixtures as well. That will be Borussia Mönchengladbach playing against FC Bayern München. That will be on the 8th, tonight at 9:30. And then on the 9th, it will be Union Berlin playing against VfL Wolfsburg. And then I'll also talk about TSG 1899 playing against the FC Schalke 04. That game is playing tomorrow. And then one other most interesting feature that I would like to talk about, which is Borussia Dortmund will be playing RB Leipzig. And then on the 10th, we've got two games playing, FC Augsburg versus FVB Stuttgart. And then we've got Arminia Bielefeld playing against the Hertha SC. Those are the fixtures for the Bundesliga. And then I'll quickly rush to another league quickly. Just 1 second for me, guys.
Do the Italian, then we are done. Then we move on.
Yes. The Italian, we also want to hear about Ronaldo there.
Yeah.
How is he doing? We know that he's doing very well. Okay, just 1 second.
Now
Coming to Italia Serie A now.
Now let me do this while you're still struggling.
Sorry.
You've got it.
I'm sorted, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorted. Okay, on the 9th of January, 4 o'clock, we've got Benevento playing against Atalanta, and then we've got Genoa playing Bologna, and then we've got AC Milan playing against Torino, and then Roma playing against Inter Milan, Udinese playing against Napoli, and then we've got Hellas Verona playing against Crotone, Parma playing against Lazio, and then we've got Fiorentina playing against Cagliari. We've got Juventus playing against Sassuolo. That will be a big one. And then on the 11th, we've got one fixture, which is Sampdoria playing against Spezia. And then on the 15th, we've got one fixture as well, Lazio playing against Roma. Those are the fixtures for the Italian Serie A.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Let me just jump straight to Shakes. Shakes maybe can tell us something new about Pesitao. I know that they are friends. Shakes, what are the news about Pesi that you can tell us?
No, he's my boy, you know. I'm so happy for him. Such a humbled young man. And he finally is getting his break now. And this Sunday, he will be available for selection for Brighton. So I've already wished him well. And he's happy to be there. You know, he's saying he's going to raise the flag for South Africa. You know, We are so proud of him, and we know he'll do well in the EPL. We're giving him all the blessings. Yeah.
Mapep,
Yes,
I don't know
so
whether you want to comment about Man United. You know, we wrote Man United off. But when I check the league, the log now, I think they're number 2 now, Man United. Solskjaer, I don't know what you want to say about that, Solskjaer. And then also, I want you to comment about Mourinho with Tottenham Hotspurs. Do you think Mourinho is going to make it? And then you can also bring in the mix Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool.
yes, probably. If you look at Man United, they were struggling when they started when Solskjaer came in. They've done well under COVID. They've done most of the things correct, whereby they were coming to win games. So by now they're number 2. Then you also check at Mourinho, the way he's doing. He was struggling, but he's getting his feet correct. The boys, they are responding very well. Then when you look at Klopp, they are not doing so much bad. They are there. They are coming very well. All these 3 teams, if you look at Man United, then that is Liverpool, then that is Spurs, that is Man City. Those are the 4 teams that are going to give one another a tough time when coming to the end of the league. We don't know who's going to win in the league as we are talking now, because of they are very competitive. And that is good to see all those coaches that are coming from different background, but they are doing very well. Look at the Premier on their Premier League, and we are also happy about our local boy. Finally, have arrived at the Premier League, where we all wish him all the best. We know that he's capable. We're gonna just run them down the line. Thanks, man.
Now let me bring the biggest question today. Lionel Messi, all over the world, they're talking about that. Is Messi gonna end at Barcelona at the end of his contract, or Messi's gonna join PSG to be with Neymar? We know that Neymar said he's going to make it a point that he plays with Messi next season. Is Messi gonna join Pep Guardiola? We are told that Messi and Guardiola, they talk almost now and again. You have presidential candidates at Barcelona. The majority of them, they say they cannot do without Messi. They need Messi. Messi is a project. But you also have other presidents who are saying, no, you know, this guy is earning a lot of money. Maybe it's a good idea for him to leave. But Laporta is asking another question to say, those who are saying Messi is earning a lot of money, do they also balance the argument by checking the money that is being brought by Messi to the team? And it's not only to the team, it's also to La Liga. So I don't know, what's your take? Is Messi gonna leave at the end of the season? Let's start with Tshepang. Tshepang, a Barcelona fan. What's your take? What's gonna happen?
Yo, what I can say is, Messi carries a lot with him. I feel like if he leaves Barcelona, he's leaving with a lot of things with him. A lot of sponsorships will come, will actually go wherever that he's going at, to be honest. And whichever team that is actually, if it decides to leave, that certain team will actually benefit a lot from him. But it would be a shame if he would leave Barcelona in the state. As far as how Barcelona is at the moment, it would be a shame. But I feel like also, as much as I also don't want him to leave, but I feel like maybe it comes a point in time whereby a player feels there's a time for change. Probably whatever that's happening now, it's maybe a sign that says he should leave. But knowing where he's going, uh, I feel like all of those 3 teams that have approached him, each and any of the three teams, he would actually be comfortable and will have a huge impact in all of them, to be honest. I don't think he will struggle. So, yeah, that's my take on it, to be honest. So, yeah.
Shakes, is Messi going to leave or is Messi going to stay put? If you do your own scorpion, check around what's happening.
My own scorpion, Sobs, tells me that he must leave. It's time. It's time.
No, I'm saying you feel he must leave. I'm saying if you listen to the scorpion, is he going to leave?
I believe he's going to leave.
Okay.
And he will leave for free now because his contract will expire and he will not renew. You know, Barcelona should have sold Messi when they had the opportunity and cash in. You know, because I don't think also there they have the money. They can't afford him anymore. I think. And I think there's only one team for Messi, and that's City. He must go to Pep Guardiola. I think that's where he's gonna shine. And the style of play, it's Pep Guardiola. He knows Messi, and I think it will be big for the EPL as well. To have a Messi playing in the EPL. And I think he's going to do well there. I think it's time now for him to make a change, you know. I think also for Barcelona to change the structure, you know, everything is centered around Messi. I think it's time now for a change for Barcelona. I'm a Barcelona supporter myself, but I really believe it's time for Messi to go to City, you know, and have the last years of his career there.
Jacob, what's your take? And viewers out there, I want to hear from you. Just leave a comment, subscribe, leave a comment. Do you think Messi should leave at the end of his contract or should Messi remain with Barcelona? So just leave us a comment, then we'll come back to you. Jackie?
Yeah, well, personally, I would love to see Messi going somewhere to another league. Maybe he can join Pep Guardiola. I would love that to happen. But the only challenge is the following. One, Messi in La Liga, I don't see him leaving. The country loves Messi. La Liga loves Messi. The family loves Messi. The only problem is the president. If they can get another president who will support Messi 100%, I don't see him leaving. He might sign another contract of 2 to 3 years. Then thereafter, he's going to retire in MLS.
Okay.
That's where he's going to be going.
Peja, because we are about to close now, what's your take? Should Messi leave? Okay, firstly, do you think Messi is going to leave? If you listen to your Scorpions, that's the first thing. Secondly, should he leave for your own personal belief?
When I follow the social media and do my research, that Messi is going to leave. Messi is a brand that is needed somewhere. And the Messi is going to end up playing in the USA. The pressure from the kids, they are tired of talking Spanish. They want to see themselves in Hollywood. They're going to end up playing in USA. And it's good for the USA also, their league, to have a brand like Messi, so that they can also rise like any other major soccer league in the world.
Your sound keeps on breaking, Paige. I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's your internet connection because you faded towards the end. But nevertheless, let me come back because I'm closing now. My honest belief, the people who are perpetrating or perpetuating this agenda, I think it's from England. The English EPL, they want Messi to come there for economic reasons. And La Liga, they want to hold on Messi because they know for them to survive, they need Messi. For me, it's a little bit dicey. For me, I see Messi remaining. I've listened to Laporta. Laporta said, I'm going to get Aguero because Aguero is free now. I want to make Messi happy. And I've seen the young man, Pedri. Messi is happy the way they connect with Pedri. And if they bring Aguero, I don't see Messi leaving. In fact, they are also thinking of buying a team in MLS as Barcelona. To say after he plays, they want him to go there a year or two and come back, be an ambassador of the team. I don't think Messi will leave. That's my honest belief. I think the English people are the people who are peddling this to destabilize the La Liga because La Liga is really giving them a threat. They want to strengthen their league. So now they are looking at the fact that if Messi can come, they will be strengthened. And I can tell you, if Messi can go to England, Messi will win 2 Ballon d'Ors. He will win 2 Ballon d'Ors. They will make it a point that he wins 2 Ballon d'Ors. That's how desperate they want Messi to come. But my honest belief, I don't think Messi will leave. But guys, that's my honest belief. And people out there, if you have a different view, please leave us a comment. Guys, I really appreciate. We did an excellent work. Tshepang, it was nice. I hope you enjoyed. Shakes, I hope you enjoyed. It was nice. We'll continue to build this brand slowly but sure. Mapepa, thank you, my brother. I really appreciate. And Mjega Jek. Thank you, my brother. I really appreciate. Ntwentle, Kosi for life. And Sandawana. I've got Kosi for life and Sandawana here. Thank guys, much appreciated.